Yep.
It is another Crew Off Topics show.
Okay.
Are we
You say so.
prepared?
Mm-mm.
Obviously, no one's changed their clothes but me.
Wife's out of town. I can wear what I want.
The magic of Hollywood.
Wear the same thing every day.
Albanese changes his clothes like 4 times a day.
Yeah, this is his 4th wardrobe
You have
change.
to.
Like
But today, boys, on the Crew Off Topics, we are talking best current television series.
Okay.
Start with Mr. Houts. What do you think? What is your opinion of the best current television series that you are watching?
There's a few, but I'm going to say the one that I just can't wait to see when it comes out is Yellowstone.
Nothing we do is for today. Ranching is the only business where the goal is to break even. Survive another season.
Why, the wide open spaces, the cowboys, the murder and the killing that goes on constantly, but nobody seems to investigate. Yeah, I think that's definitely my favorite current show.
All right. Mr. Bishop.
So for a while, I kind of backed off watching a lot of television, and I kind of would watch a few shows from Netflix.
Why is that?
Amazon Prime.
What were you doing? You writing?
There's nothing
when I
important.
started writing, something had to go, and I decided television was it. So
poor choice.
Brilliant choice. For all wannabe writers out there, give up TV and write your damn books.
Give up sleep. Give up sleep. You got to
sleep.
I gave up that too. Trust me.
Then,
Don't worry.
yeah, okay.
It was multiple things.
He's got kids.
But so last couple of years I've been kind of pick up a show and I'll watch one of the seasons. I'm like, it's okay, or I'll maybe watch a couple of the seasons. None of them really dragged me in and just like I have to watch these. Until this summer, for a long time, everyone kept saying you got to watch Bosch. You got to watch Bosch.
Every murder is the tale of a city. I don't believe there's a better world than this one.
This is the police.
And if this is the only one we got, how about I buy you a drink?
Call me.
I know that look. Yeah, if anyone would.
I was like, okay, what's the big
said
deal with
that?
Bosch?
Yeah, who was that?
Who, for instance, said that?
Among us would have said something like that.
It probably was either Chris or Mike, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm sure, more than likely. I don't think anyone else would have.
Again, Eric, you are a liar.
Who lies?
You're a liar that lies.
No, I think it's all thanks to Sean Cameron.
Yes,
okay,
of course.
I know he's a big fan, and I tell you what, now I am. I watched the first episode out of the gate with season 1. I'm like, okay, this is a really good show. And then I watched the second episode that night, and I watched the first season I think in 5 nights, which I then took a few days off to watch the second season. But within 2 months, I got through the first 4. I've held off on season 5. I'm thinking I'm going to wait till after the holidays, but there's a good chance I'll break that vow and watch it after Thanksgiving or something. But I know they're filming 6 now, and that show, they're just doing everything right. They're doing everything right with it, and I've really been enjoying it. So,
Eric, do you have a favorite scene or favorite episode of the Bosch series? Because I'm a huge fan of the Bosch series as well.
Yeah, so favorite episode or favorite scene would be a tough one. I really like the season I just finished up watching in LA with the trolley car. What's the
Angel's Flight.
Angel's Flight. There we go. Yeah, just trying to piece that together, and then like in the hotel when they find the secret passageway that he can make it from the hotel to get to the flight.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, that was a spoiler alert. We
Hey, thanks for overmodulating the audio. Appreciate that.
But I really liked, because that part was like, well, how did he get there? Bosch is there. Right. He knows he's there. How did he get there? And once they went through, and even though it's Bosch and something's not going to happen to him, when he's going through those tunnels and he's finding his ways around, it's creepy. Yeah. And you're just like, what's in the shadows? So just well done. Very well done. I've recommended it. I had a guy in my office a couple of days ago, what show should I watch? And I said, watch Bosch. He came back the other day and said, I started watching it. I can't stop watching it.
Yeah.
So
it's an awesome series.
Yeah,
And,
it's really well acted.
Titus, the guy who plays Bosch, is just an awesome actor, and it's kind of like it's who I would think of as a perfect casting of that character. And then he also narrates the books, the audio versions of the books.
He does,
which are phenomenal.
It's the best casting of a lead character that I can think of in an adaptation.
So now that Eric has probably stolen what Sean was going to say.
Hopefully I stole it because Sean didn't like my answer. So,
so Mr. Cameron.
Well, so Eric, yes, I knew Eric was hooked on Bosch, so I kind of figured, well, I'll go to my second choice, and that was Yellowstone. So
yes, I wonder why he didn't like that.
House hit my second choice, and by the way, I have to give credit to. I think, let's see, who was it? Was it Matt Betley or
Betley raged about?
I think Betley's the one who just hounded me on hounded everybody by that show, and I took it up, and it's great. So I'll go to round 3.
Don't pick mine. Don't pick mine.
I'm gonna have to cheat a little bit because it's a limited. I believe it's a single season of a show. I don't know if there'll be a second one, and it was the BBC did Harlan Coben's Safe. And it's this story of this girl disappearing in this neighborhood, and it's got more red herrings and more twisted motivations and more people with things to hide than just about anything you can think of. Nice. And it's extremely compelling. It's really well acted. I can't remember the guy's name, but the guy that played Dexter is the lead.
This is a gated community. You can see who comes in and who goes out.
See you later.
Not too late.
Okay.
It's safe.
Hi, this is Jenny. Leave a message after the beep.
Jenny, it's Dad again. Where are you?
Right.
Oh, right.
But just outstanding, outstanding show. Every episode was a treat.
So what was the name of the show then?
Safe.
Okay.
So that's an adaptation of one of his books, right?
No, I believe it. I don't think so. And forgive me because he's written so many things that I missed the book, but I think it's just an original idea that he developed because the guy's prolific as heck, and he's beyond books now. He's doing all sorts of stuff with a limited run series. But it's outstanding, and I think if you haven't seen it, I think it's 8 episodes, and you'll love every episode, and then you'll be disappointed when it's over. But fantastic.
That's one I will put on my list.
I am definitely going to watch that one now.
And so boys, I'm going to take a different route. I'm going to go with the animated route of best current series, and there's so many to pick from.
Yeah,
we talked earlier about it, and Sean, you actually brought up Archer, which is a fantastic animated series. But Family Guy is probably my go-to show right now. It's a cartoon. It's not for kids though. I won't let my kid watch it, although he knows about it. But Stewie and Brian and Peter Griffin and Meg and just the voices and Seth. I mean, they're just.
It's sharp wit, actually. Yeah. It's sharp wit.
It's so smart, and it's so prophetic. Like some of the stuff that they talk about
comes out to light in the press sometimes.
It comes out to light, maybe a couple seasons later. I mean, they're in their 18th season right now.
Yeah.
And they do some fantastic stuff. It's always entertaining. It's always sharp. It's always witty. And it's always very entertaining.
Ooh, you got some pie, eh? Can I have a piece?
Sure.
Ooh, let me have some of that Cool Whip.
What'd you say?
You can't have a pie without Cool Whip.
Cool Whip?
Cool Whip, yeah.
You mean Cool Whip?
Yeah, Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
You're saying it weird. Why are you putting so much emphasis on the H?
What are you talking about? I'm just saying it. Cool Whip. You put Cool Whip on pie. Pie tastes better with Cool Whip.
Say whip.
Whip.
Now say Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
You're eating.
Can you imagine having 18 in your bank? Like,
you know what's kind of cool though? If you go back and I've rewatched all the seasons multiple times because that's how good the show is. If you go look at the first 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 seasons, the animation, I mean, you could just see how much better they do it now.
Yeah,
as you get a bigger budget.
Yeah.
It just looks better.
Yep.
Couple honorable mentions, or at least one honorable mention. I really think the Treadstone series is pretty good on USA. I'm 4 or 5 episodes in, and it's really enjoyable.
Yep.
I will also throw another one out there. The Americans, although they're not on right now, but
that was really good.
That was really good.
Enjoyed that. My honorable mention is going to be Vikings.
Oh
I
yeah,
haven't seen that. I've seen
you never saw that?
You've never seen Vikings? I binged that. That is fantastic. It's
really
it's period specific, and it's based in Norway, and it's real Vikings and their culture and all the battles and everything the famous battles, and it follows loosely real life characters as they kind of progress through time, and it's phenomenal.
I'm really hoping that a producer out there with the foresight and kind of the right sense of humor will start producing the Crew Reviews as a TV show. I think
it'd be a smart move.
A sitcom where 4 guys live in these different squares and they never actually together, but they.
So you're right below me, Sean.
Yeah, you're
See,
below
on
me
mine.
too. So.
On mine, you're over there.
Well, so Eric, do you have an honorable mention? And then I want to ask.
Probably the honorable mention. I think it's come back for another season, and I actually enjoyed it. I thought the first season was better, but I liked Ozark.
That's a great show.
I thought it was really well done. It's so twisted, and by the end, I'm kind of like, oh my god, that can't possibly.
Jason Bateman plays a fantastic character.
I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, Ozark is definitely a must see.
It's definitely good. It's definitely a good show.
Yep,
I will write that down.
Ozark is phenomenal.
What about your all-time? Does anybody have an all-time favorite? Like just one all-time favorite?
Yeah.
Eric, you raise your hand first.
Yeah, you go ahead.
On you.
I've wore the T-shirt. I should have it. I don't have it with me today. And it's always been my go-to for years now is Seinfeld. And I saw a buddy last night and we were talking about Seinfeld.
Yep.
Almost every day there's something that pops up that my brain goes, that's a Seinfeld episode. You've seen that episode, that one little piece. I think. Again, people differ on it, and to me, that's one of those shows like the Mashes, like the shows that have kind of carried on through like the next generation. Yeah. Seinfeld to me is that go-to show. That I've watched every episode more. Actually, last year watched the whole series again, first to ninth, just to watch it again over the course of the.
Do you think that in today's political climate, Seinfeld could be made today?
No,
not in the way it was that made it funny.
Right.
It would take away a lot of
They would
a lot of shows would fall into that same category.
We're going through a period I like to call the death of humor. So hopefully we'll revive it on the other side.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike? What's your favorite all time?
I think Eric mentioned it. It kind of carried me through my childhood and through college. Actually, was MASH. I used to watch that religiously. There was a lot of, I'm older, so like Happy Days was a huge thing, and stuff. But I think MASH really carried me through my youth all the way, all the way through college as well. So yeah, I'll definitely have to go back.
And your favorite character on MASH?
MASH was Hawkeye. He was
Klinger.
He was my. Klinger was he's kind of the back end glue, like the best supporting, But yeah,
right.
No, but I think I think Hawkeye was my guy.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mine would be Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Yeah.
Jean-Luc Picard, Patrick Stewart as the captain of the ship. Jonathan
a
Frakes.
Real theatrically trained actor in that role. He was fantastic.
Dude, he's awesome. And they actually has a new series coming out called Picard. He's coming back to play the character, which I'm totally psyched about.
I'm going to be all over that.
Yeah, Listen, I think Star Trek: The Next Generation is the end-all, be-all for the Star Trek franchise. I know they've had other shows since then, but that is my all-time favorite.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Worf and all those guys, man. Yeah.
Data.
Yeah, Data
I'm Data. You guys say I don't move.
Brent Spiner. Yeah, but
never mind.
So I guess since MASH would probably have been mine too. It was so seminal to my childhood. But I would say NYPD Blue became my favorite. I think it's one of the most well-written network shows ever. But the thing I love about it, and as authors, I think you guys will appreciate this, is the character arc of Andy Sipowicz is the most incredible, complete character arc of any on TV that I can think of over the 12 years of that show. On the first episode, he almost got killed by that prostitute that shot him. And I was hoping he'd die. I was like, this guy's terrible.
He was a horrible person.
Yeah.
By the end of the
terrible person.
By the end of the show, he had become in a really organic way. It wasn't, it didn't come across as contrived. He'd become like this father figure,
right?
Person who learned from all his mistakes in the past. And
he married that beautiful lady that was on the show.
Yep.
And yeah, he really.
But he went from being a bigot to being like the opposite of that,
kind of a protector of those folks.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought that was a brilliantly written. Stephen Bochco's, one of the great, and David Milch were two of the great writers in television history.
Well, I mean, so the Sipowicz actor, I mean, Dennis
Franz.
He was
brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, he's awesome. I mean, he's such a great actor.
Where the hell's he been? I mean, he's too good not to be working.
He's retired, I think. I think he's just, he was older, when NYPD Blue was coming out, and so he's got his feet up watching.
And that's
TV.
one of those things. Clearly, with those series that are our favorites and that really strike a chord with us, is they've been perfectly cast. I think there's a lot of good shows out there that we'd probably say, it's a decent show, but when you actually start talking about the actors in it, you're like, it was good, but it just something was off on it. But that favorite show is the one that you're like, that's perfectly cast.
Yeah, you could write a great show, but if you don't have the right people, it won't go.
But I mean, there were so many people that came in and out of NYPD Blue who got their starts as small really roles.
Right. And people that you wouldn't think that, well, first of all, David Caruso, kills the golden goose. He decides to be a movie star.
The worst
and leaves after one season. And then Jimmy Smits comes in. I'm really skeptical. Really skeptical. And I thought he was fantastic.
Yeah. He was awesome.
Rick Schroeder was brilliant on that show.
Yeah.
Mark Paul Gosselaar.
Right.
All those guys, just the writing elevated it, but their casting worked out. But Eric, you're right. In general, I think, like Justified, if that's not cast with the people it's cast with, probably didn't last a season.
Yeah.
So I think you're right.
Like even circling back to the guest ones, just going back to like the Seinfeld reference, the amount of actors and that went on to achieve pretty successful, careers that were little cameos, little small one episode arc in Seinfeld is crazy. It was great. And those good shows like that too, take an actor that's only in an episode or two and it gives them that springboard really for their career. And you don't hear that mentioned very often, but a lot of times I think that really has helped a lot of actors and actresses.
Yep.
Well, there it is, boys.
Right.
Another one for Crew Off Topic.
Crew Review Sitcom. One more plug. Crew Review Sitcom.
Hold on. I don't have a drink. Hold on.
Oh, well,
I don't either.
He's pouring.
What's he got? What's coming? Is it Kool-Aid?
Another one. Attaboy.
Another one.
All right.
Well done, boys.
Well done.
Take care.